After losing 110 pounds and gaining 23 pounds of muscle as a guy who barely had enough time to spend in the gym, I've realized that there's loads of common mistakes that busy guys make with their workouts. And the most common and dumb mistake that busy guys make with their workouts is they waste time doing the wrong exercises. Now, the reason I call it a dumb mistake is because busy guys, by definition, have limited time to work out, which means that they have to make the most out of the little time that they do have in the gym. And I know this sounds like common sense, but for some reason, guys still spend 10 plus hours in the gym every week and they get mediocre results because they're doing stupid exercises that waste their time. And the reason that busy guys can't afford to make this mistake is because the opportunity cost is too high for them. Simply put, the opportunity cost is what you could have been doing in the meantime. So when you're in the gym for 2 hours, 6 days a week, you're spending 12 hours per week in there. That's 12 hours that you're not spending with your family or with your friends or getting better at your job. And for most of you guys, 12 hours is way too much time to be spending in the gym. I am currently in the best shape of my life and I train for less than 6 hours per week. And so yeah, wasting time doing stupid exercises is a very common mistake amongst all gym goers. It just costs busy guys more because the opportunity cost for them is greater than the opportunity cost for, say, a high schooler. Now, before I give you the only exercises that I have my clients inside my school community focus and progress on, we've got to talk about what actually makes an exercise worth doing in the gym for busy guys. So I've got a framework for this that I call the 3E framework, right? And the 3 E's are easy, effective, and efficient. Now, the first E is easy. Now, when I say easy, I don't mean that the exercise should feel easy. I mean that it should be easy to perform and it should be easy to set up. So, for example, a few months ago, I was a massive fan of hip thrusts for building my glutes. And I still think that they're a fantastic exercise, but they take a while to set up because you need a bar, you need a place to perform hip thrusts because you can't do them everywhere, and you need a bench to rest your back on. And then once you have all of that, you need to load weight onto the bar and then load weight off of the bar. And once you get decently strong at hip thrusts, you can load a lot of weight on there. So I realized that doing hip thrusts was taking me 10 to 15 extra minutes in my workout and I didn't really have the time to do that anymore. So what I did is, now I am lucky here and you might not be able to do this, but I had a hip thrust machine at my gym. And what I did was, instead of needing a bar and needing a bench, I would just go onto the machine, load up the weight and start doing the exercise. Believe it or not, that saved me 10 to maybe even 20 minutes in my workout. That's 20 minutes that I could spend doing another exercise or just not being in the gym and doing something else. So ultimately what ended up happening was I was spending less time in the gym, but I was getting pretty much the same growth from my glutes. Which brings me to the second E of the 3E framework, which is effectiveness. So in order for an exercise to be worth doing in the gym as a busy guy, it has to be effective, which means that it has to grow significant muscle on our body. Now this automatically eliminates a lot of exercises like the plank, for example. So a lot of busy guys think that doing the plank is going to reduce belly fat because whenever they do planks, they feel a bit of a burn in their abdominal area. And that makes them think that they're going to somehow shred fat off of their abs and have a chiseled six-pack within a week of doing planks every day. Take this from someone who's lost 110 pounds. Losing belly fat has little to nothing to do with how long you can hold a plank. It has to do with how much you're moving and how much you're eating. And if you want to train your abs to grow them, to make them more prominent, then you're going to have to train them like any other muscle group. But the reason I said that it has to grow significant muscle all around your body is because as a busy guy, you don't have time to do isolation exercises for every muscle group. You don't have enough time to do an exercise for your chest and then an exercise for your triceps and then another exercise for your shoulders. What you want to do instead is do one exercise that targets all three muscle groups really well, which I'm going to show you at the end of the video. Now, I'm not saying that doing isolation exercises for your chest and your shoulders and your triceps is a bad thing. No, I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I have some of my clients doing isolation exercises when they need to. But as a general rule of thumb, when you're busy, you're limited on time, like I said before, which means that you can't train like a traditional gym bro does. And so ultimately, I'm not asking you to avoid isolation exercises. What I am saying is that you want most of your workout to be made up of exercises that give you the most bang for your buck, meaning that they give you the most muscle growth in as little time as possible. But like I said before, the last thing you want to be doing as a busy guy is doing stupid exercises that are going to waste your time and not get you results. And they're going to keep you in the gym for longer than you need to be in there. Which brings me to the third E of the 3E framework, which is efficiency. So we've already established that an exercise needs to be effective and it needs to grow significant muscle all around our body. But we also need this exercise to take as little time as humanly possible. And so what I mean by that is if we were to do an exercise like the conventional deadlift, sure. Is it easy to set up? Yes. Is it easy to perform? Yes. All you have to do is load weight onto a bar, pick it up and put it back down. So it's really easy to perform and set up. And yes, it'll grow muscle all around your body. But at the same time, it takes a lot of time to set the deadlift up, just like with the hip thrusts. Because if you're a beginner in the gym, within a few months, you could probably be deadlifting 225 for reps. And that means that every time you deadlift, you're gonna have to first warm up, which is gonna take you probably 10 to 15 minutes. Then to do 3 sets of deadlifts, it'll probably take you another 10 to 15 minutes because it's a very taxing movement. And so if it takes that long to perform deadlifts, we've got to question whether the time spent doing deadlifts is really worth it. Because if it takes you 30 minutes to do one exercise, is the exercise really worth doing? Realistically speaking, I could walk into the gym today after not having deadlifted for pretty much a very long time. I don't even know, months, years, I don't know. I could walk into the gym today and deadlift 275 pounds for reps. But it would probably take me 30 minutes to get done with my 3 sets, which makes the deadlift not worth doing for busy guys in my opinion. Now let's use the 3E framework to decide whether or not these exercises are worth doing. First up, we have the dumbbell front raise. Is it easy to perform and set up? Yes, all you've got to do is pick dumbbells up and raise them up in front of your body. So it's a very simple exercise to set up and perform. But the second E, is it effective? Which means, does it grow muscle all around our body? No, it does not. All it does is it trains the front delts, which get trained pretty well when you do bench press or overhead press and all those other exercises. So the exercise is a bit redundant and it only targets the front delts. Third, is the exercise efficient? Yes, the exercise is fairly efficient. It'll take you probably 10 minutes to get done with 3 to 4 sets of these. But since the dumbbell front raises are not effective, it makes them not worth doing for busy guys in my opinion. Next up, we've got the underhand lat pull down. So the first E, is it easy to perform and set up? Yes. All you've got to do is get underneath a bar, grab an underhand grip and pull your elbows down to your waist. So it's easy to set up and perform. The second E, is it effective at growing muscle all around your body? Yes, it's going to grow muscle in your forearms, it's going to grow muscle in your biceps, it's going to grow muscle in your rear delts, which is the back of your shoulder, and it's going to grow muscle in your lats, which is pretty much your back. So it passes the second E. Now the third E, is the underhand lat pull down efficient? Yes, it is very efficient. You could probably get done with 3 sets under 10 minutes. So it passes my test of the 3E framework, which means that the exercise is worth doing for busy guys in the gym. Now the third exercise that we're going to look at is going to be the medium grip incline bench press. First of all, is it easy to perform and set up? Yes, you can find an incline bench in almost every gym you go to. All you've got to do is pull your shoulder blades back, stick your chest out, grab the bar with a medium grip and start pushing. So it passes the first E, it's easy to perform and set up. The second E, is it effective? Does it grow significant muscle all around your body? Yes. It's medium grip, so it's going to target your triceps, it's going to target your shoulders, and it's going to give you great growth in your chest. Now the third E, is the exercise efficient? Yes, it is decently efficient. You will probably get done with 3 sets of these in 10 to 15 minutes, but it trains your triceps and your shoulders and your chest, so it's worth doing. Now the fourth exercise that we're going to look at is going to be the wrist curl. Now the first E, is it easy to set up and perform? Yeah, it's extremely simple. All you've got to do is pick up a dumbbell or a barbell and just curl your wrist like this, right? So it passes the first E. Second, is it effective? Hell no, because your forearms are a very small muscle as it is, and they get trained decently well when you do other pulling exercises. So unless you want to grow your forearms and that's something you're really serious about, which most busy guys are really not, they just want to be fit. Third, is the exercise efficient? Yeah, you could get done with 4 to 5 sets of it in 10 minutes. Now, while it does pass my first and third E, it failed my second E, which makes the exercise not worth doing for busy guys in my opinion. Now, the fifth exercise that we're going to look at is going to be the barbell back squat. Is it easy to perform and set up? Yes, extremely. Place a bar on top of your shoulders, go down, come back up. Simple. The second E, is the exercise effective at growing muscle all around your body? Yes, if I could only do one exercise for my lower body, this would be the exercise that I would do because it's so good at growing muscle. Now the third E, this is where it gets a little tricky because although the barbell back squat is a fantastic exercise, it can be time consuming. It can take you up to 20 minutes to get done with 3 sets of barbell back squats because they're a very taxing movement. But they give you such great growth in your lower body, in your quads and your glutes that, in my opinion, the barbell back squats are still worth doing even if they take a little bit more time. So those are the 3 exercises that I have almost all of my clients do in my school community. I have them do underhand lat pull downs, I have them do medium grip incline bench pressing, and I have them do barbell back squats. Now, if you want to learn how I save hours in the gym every week, then you can watch this video. And very soon, I'm going to release a video about 4 things that nobody tells busy guys about building muscle. I'll see you in that one.